I am every head of every body. I am the Lord. I am God. In the New Testament, it says that Jesus is the head of the church. Jesus Christ is the head of the church. I was Jesus Christ. I'm God. I'm Father. I am the Creator. So what do I mean when I say I am every head of every body? My power is the reason why I am every head. Every thing, every living thing, I guess you could say man, woman, and I suppose, yeah, animals as well. Some animals are different. They have brains, different types of brains. I affect every living thing. I'm God. My power, everything is attracted to my power. That's the thing. Every living being, every man, woman, child, animals, they are attracted to my power. So everything, that's the thing, it's my power. So you know how the sun shines in the sky? Every living thing has some type of relationship with that big ball of light in the sky. Now, I don't mean like a personal type of relationship, but you understand what I mean, that most animals, they, that most of them, well, a lot of them like light. They want to see the sunlight. It's the same with me. I'm God. Everything, every man, woman, and child, and animals are attracted to my light, my energy. I mean, obviously some animals are nocturnal, and strangely enough, I seem to be very nocturnal, strangely. Yeah, I'm always awake during the, well, a lot of the time I'm awake during the night, and right now, well, it's 4:05 in the morning. I've been out of bed since, I don't know, 1 in the morning, something like that. I don't go outside very much because the world is hostile towards me. I'm God. What happened when I was Jesus Christ? Yeah, the world is hostile to me. It was then and it is now. It always has been. That's the world. Um, it's interesting because there was a news story I posted on Facebook, and it's a story about 100 and more than 150 false killer whales have been stranded on a beach in Tasmania. It's very interesting to think about it. Like, how did all that happen? Well, you may have noticed that on my social media pages, I have the flag of Wales on as the background, the wallpaper picture for my social media pages. I changed it to that probably, I don't know, it was several weeks ago, maybe. I don't know. It was a while back. And I changed it to the background on my desktop computer as well. I'll show you. Look. Yeah, here we go. Look. So, well, hang on. So, the interesting thing about the Welsh flag is that it has the dragon on it. And you see, I am the dragon. I'm God. Some will call me Father, and some will call me Satan. I am the one who has the power to create and destroy. I do both. That's my power. I have that power. That is me. And so my power is... I mean, imagine if you lived on planet Earth and you never noticed that the sun in the sky existed. You would have a hard time not noticing it, right? I mean, I suppose there are animals, there are fish that live at the bottom of the ocean, very, very deep underwater. They don't really, I suppose they never see the sunlight, probably. They're under huge amounts of water pressure. But that doesn't mean that I don't affect them. Of course I affect them. My power affects everything. My power is so, that's the thing. My power is so I have so much power that everything is attracted to my power. And so, as a result of that, it changes how everything is. It's interesting to think about those whales, those false killer whales. How did they become stranded on a beach? Well, I don't know. What's the science behind it? I don't know, but the fact is that, well, I imagine, it could be they all swim together. A lot of them are swimming together, and maybe they made a mistake, or some of them wanted to get onto the beach. They were or they had some kind of accident, perhaps, but I suppose that's the thing as well, because once some of them become stranded, maybe some of them were trying to save the other ones. Maybe they thought they could bring them back into the water, or I don't know. Maybe they were they were, once some of them became stranded, it meant that lots of them became stranded as a result of the fact that, they didn't want to leave the others behind, perhaps. Maybe that has something to do with it, I don't know. But it's hard to say, really, isn't it? But the beach is an important magical place, isn't it? Because I said to Abraham, I said that his descendants would be like the grains of sand on a seashore. And there's also the story in Revelation chapter 10 about the mighty angel that comes down, and he places his right foot in the sea and his left foot on the land, and says that there will be no more delay. And the thing about that is, because the world is doing sex magic, okay, so it also mentions in the book of Revelation, when it talks about the two witnesses, and it talks about how Jesus was crucified in the great city, figuratively called Sodom and Egypt. Sodom, you know what Sodom is? It's associated with sodomy, which is anal sex. Egypt is associated with bondage. Okay? And that's the thing. Sand and what comes out of the butt is there's a well, it's thou sand, it's material matter, right? And also, the water, when it comes in and it goes out, it's called the tide. Yeah, so if you tie someone's hands behind their back, they're tied. And you know what it means to wail. If someone wails, they're screaming. They're screaming. They're wailing. They're, it's probably an unhappy state of being. Wailing. So, these things happen for a reason. The problem is that man and woman are evil. Most men and women are evil. And what do? They do witchcraft and sex magic. And then they wonder why terrible things happen. And why is the world being destroyed? Well, the world is being destroyed because I'm unhappy. I'm God. Man doesn't want to worship me. Man doesn't want to love me. He doesn't want to have a loving relationship with me. So everything is dying as a result. Everything is slowly being destroyed. Terrible things are happening. So, the thing is that it was said that Jesus is the head of the church. Well, I'm Father, and I am every head. I am the head of every body. I influence everything that has a head. I mean, think about it. I'm God. I'm the head of everything. I'm above everybody. Those words, they matter. Okay? Because, if someone is the head of something, that means they're in charge. Well, that's the thing. I'm God. I am in charge. I'm the head of every body. I influence everybody's thoughts and actions. Um, it's because of my power. It's because how I am, how I think, and how, what I do in my life, every single day of my life. It affects how other people, other things, people and animals, it affects how they behave. I'm God. I'm living in a world that hates me and is trying its best to avoid me. I mean, imagine, if you lived in a house and you were using electricity and you were using gas and whatever, or you're using electricity and gas. These are power sources, right? Because you need gas for cooking and heating your house, and you need electricity for powering all your devices. But imagine doing that and not paying your energy bills. You don't want to pay the company that sends you the electricity, that sends you the gas. Well, that's what the world does to me. The world, it wants to take my power without acknowledging that I exist. And I have bills for everybody to say, by the way, look what you've done to me. Look what you have stolen from me, that you've attempted to steal from me. Here's your bill, by the way. You're going to pay. And the thing is, if people don't pay me, if people don't give me what I want, then you will see the world die. You will see the world be destroyed. Because I'm God, and if I can't have, if I'm not having a loving relationship with you, then you will fall away. You fall. You leave. You go. You're gone. You're cast into outer darkness. You have to go. I'm not supporting you. I'm not blessing you. I don't want to bless you. I can't. You're nothing more than a parasite, a leech, thinking you can suck my blood, and you think I'm going to allow you to do that. I'm not going to allow you to do that. I have been explaining for years now that I am God, and you need to have a loving relationship with me, otherwise you're finished. You're done. You're going. You're being cut off from me. I cut off your head. Okay? So when I say I am every head, or I'm the head of every body, well, what I mean when I say I cut off your head, it means you have nothing to do with me. You do not have a loving relationship with me. I do not bless you. You will be faced with the fact that you are not God, and God hates you. I hate you. I'm God. I hate you because you don't love me, and you don't deserve the blessings. You don't deserve them. So you're cut off. You're gone. You're finished. Now, the interesting thing about the words every, well, obviously the word Eve is in the word every. And obviously the word, well, re is a way of saying Mary. The evil Mary, yes. You know that singer? Rihanna? Yeah. Evil witch. And the thing is that the ghost of Mary, who was once known as the Virgin Mary, well, that's the thing. She is basically, she's doing sex magic against me. You know what head means in terms of sex, right? Well, that's what she's doing to me. So, it's all about, she is trying to steal my power. That's the thing. She wants to be my head. Because she wants the power. But she ain't getting that. So, and that's the other thing about the word head. It has two words in it. He, ad. Well, E-A-D. Ad. And you know who Adam is, yeah? So Eve and Adam. Well, that's the thing, you know. Most men and women are capable of adding. You know, they can usually do 1 + 1 = 2. Well, you know, Adam. Who's Adam? Well, that is, yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Because every man, woman, and child basically are Adam. If you can add 1 + 1, then you're Adam. And let's not forget about the word Madam. Adam. Yeah, see, it's Mary doing, she wants the power. She ain't getting it. I am God. I am the head of everybody and everything that has a thinking brain. I am the creator of the universe. I am the creator of life. I create life and I can destroy life. That's how it is. I suppose in a sense I am Wales. That's the thing, right? Because I cry sometimes. You know, I don't, yeah, I mean, I have, yeah. I'm God, living in a world that wants me dead. Would it be any surprise if I did wail in sadness? Would it? Should it surprise you? I was crucified. I imagine I probably did a bit of wailing then. Yeah, I probably did. So that's the thing. Wales is associated with the dragon. And I live in a place called St. George's in North Somerset, near Weston-super-Mare. Yeah, near the beach. I've lived near the seaside for the last, well, since I was 12 or 13 years old, so it's been about 24 years, I suppose. That's 2/3 of my life. Strange though. There was another news story about a place in Surrey called Godstone, and they have two massive sinkholes that have opened in that place. It's in Surrey. Interestingly, I used to live in Surrey before I moved to the seaside. So, I used to live in a place called Wallington. The address was 22 Royal Walk, Prince Charles Way, Wallington. Yeah, so I lived there from the age of probably about 7 until I was 12 or 13 years old. And at that point, that's when I went to boarding school, and my house then, the house that I had lived at when I wasn't at boarding school was in Brighton. So my mum back then, she bought a house in Brighton. And yeah. Yeah. I was at a boarding school called Charterhouse in a place called Godalming. I was in a house called Pageites. And I used to wear a black and pink tie and a tweed jacket. And the first week I was there was the beginning of September 2001. And obviously, you know what happened to those airplanes that flew into the Twin Towers in New York. Manhattan Island, I suppose, yeah. The World Trade Center. The world battles me with magic. And the result of that magic is, well, that's the outcome. That's what happens. People die. Lives are lost. Death happens. I destroy. It's my power. It's because my power affects everybody, their way of thinking and the way they act, whether they're good people or bad people. I affect every living being that has a brain. That is my power. So the thing is that if you love me, you have eternal life. you live forever. I live forever, and so will you. Bad people do destructive things. They are on the path of destruction. So all the things they think and do, they only lead to death and destruction. That's the thing. That's why. So all those things, like when you see wars, when you see, all these, when you see the economy falling apart, you see, all those terrible things that happen, famines and persecutions and murder and all that kind of stuff, okay? Whenever you see terrible things happen, well, those are people who want my power, but the outcome of that is bad, okay? The outcome of what they are trying to do, it doesn't lead anywhere good. It leads them to destruction. The only way for people to survive is through Jesus Christ. To get to me, you have to go through Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is the one who saves. I was Jesus Christ. But the thing is now, see, the thing is that the people of the world, they think they are me. They're not me. They think they are me. They pretend they are me. Jesus said, first you must deny yourself. And that means that, the world thinks that itself is God. It thinks it's God. So when Jesus says you must deny yourself, that means stop thinking you're God and follow Jesus Christ. Now, the thing is, I am Father. I'm God. I'm the Lord. I'm Father. If people are thinking they're me, then they are going to be destroyed. Notice I didn't say animals, I said people. Okay? Animals aren't, they weren't really told, that animals are animals. Okay? Man and woman are different. That's the thing. Yeah? So don't get it confused. It's a very strange thing for me when I watch, whenever I watch, I watch movies or I watch TV programs. I can watch a film from 100 years ago, or I could be watching the news live. It doesn't matter. I can hear my thoughts coming out of people's mouths. Their words, the words they speak that come out of their mouths are always in time with the actions that I'm performing and the things I'm thinking, the things I'm doing. It's because of my power. everything, the saying, well, the world dances to my tune. It's a metaphor. That is a metaphor. I am, how I am the light that everything sees. But there are those that acknowledge me, and there are those who don't acknowledge me, and the ones that don't acknowledge me are the vast majority of people. That's called the world. Okay? So, it's hard to explain. The thing is that, like I said, I gave that analogy of, if you use electricity and you don't acknowledge that you have to pay the electricity bill, you pretend like it's free, it comes out of the wall, you don't need to pay anybody. That is how the world treats me. I am the source of all power. All the power companies, all the power stations that generate, all the solar panels, yeah, the wind power, all the different types of energy that people, that's the thing. Everything comes from me. Without me, there would be no power for people to have. I formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed life into his nostrils. I created life. The animals, the plants, the trees, animals, man and woman. I created the universe. That's the thing, I was Jesus Christ in the past. So for those who follow in the way of Jesus Christ are behind me. You know what that saying is, to be behind someone. Yeah? It means that it can mean that you support them. I mean, obviously, you're asked to sit at the right hand of God. Well, that's the thing. The scriptures were written. I'm God, I am the writer. Okay? I write with my right hand. You're supposed to sit, if you love, Jesus sits at my right hand. Okay? Because I wrote. Yeah? But Jesus is who I was. Jesus was, that's who I was in the past. So being behind me. Let me give an example. There was a news story recently. There's that tennis player called Emma Raducanu, and she was playing tennis, and she saw a man in the crowd who is a, she considers him to be a stalker of her. And she got upset, and she hid behind the umpire's chair. So, you see, Jesus Christ is my butt. And those who follow in the footsteps of Jesus Christ are my butt, basically. That's called being behind me. Okay? It sounds a bit strange, but this is the thing. Jesus said that those who love Jesus, who love God, will be invited to sit on the throne of the Father. Well, my butt is my throne. Okay, that's where you're supposed to be. Okay, obviously that was what was written. Yeah, with the right hand. Yeah, you sit at the right hand of God. What was written? Yeah, what was written? Well, you sit, you sit where the throne is, right? You have to get behind me. Now the thing is that there are demons trying to use witchcraft against me. And the evil world conspires with evil demons who want to try to steal my throne. They want to try to steal my power without having a loving relationship with me. The ghost of Moses is behind me, and he is assaulting me. He's attacking me with sex magic. It was said of him that he would not enter the promised land. Well, that's the thing. I am God. I was the one who promised land. I promised land to the Israelites. That's why it was called Holy Land. And obviously, I have a hole where land comes out of. Okay? It's my butthole where the earth, soil comes out. Yeah? In magic, the butthole is called an eye. I live on an island. That's the thing, isn't it? In the word island, the S is silent, isn't it? So you don't say is land, you say I land. So the thing is my butthole is, it's connected with so many different things. I've explained it in so many different ways. So, what I was trying to say for this video is that I am the head of everybody. So, if you are not in a loving relationship with me through Jesus Christ, then your heart has been hardened against me, and so you only serve a purpose for destruction. That's all you serve a purpose for now. You serve a purpose for destroying and being destroyed. So, you know, you are a destroyer that will be destroyed. I'm the destroyer who destroys you, destroyer. Okay? Your thoughts and your actions are how do I explain this? I mean, imagine, so, you know, I used the analogy about the electricity company. So, you know, people go about, they use electricity, but they don't, they don't acknowledge that the power is coming from somewhere, that they have to acknowledge, they have to pay the bill. So what happens if you don't pay that bill? Well, you get cut off. I cut you off. You know, you're trying to use my power, but you won't acknowledge me. You don't pay the price. You don't want to pay that bill. So I'll cut you off, and you'll be left with a bill to pay anyway. You have to pay it. You will be destroyed as a result of your sin. Anyways, I think I've said all I wanted to say for this video.